Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number, I always forget this, 46 of our Your Next Level Mastermind. If it's not 46, my apologies. The topic for today is, how do you build memorable relationships with prospects? I have some apologies. One, Janet Pacelli, because the husband just told us, okay? And Desi, Merger, Leanne, because they're both tied up in different time zones and difficult to join us. Tom Petty, Anna Robson, she's not 100% well, and Martha Mock. So without any further ado, for those people who are watching, we will continue to have these on a Wednesday for the foreseeable future, and then we'll see what happens in terms of the turn-up rate. But more important than that, for those people who are watching on YouTube, please make sure you listen to what these people have to say over the next few minutes in particular, because they're going to share with you their expertise. They are available, they are honourable, they are ethical, and they know what they're all about. And you can get an opportunity to access them directly without going through all the other normal rubbish by looking at the links underneath this video in the YouTube video. And I strongly commend that you do that, okay? So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce them to you now. They'll introduce themselves before we get to the topic of the day. So let's start with John Allen, followed by Anthony Pacelli.
You got to start the clock.
Start
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good day, whatever time it is in your part of the world. My name's John Allen. I'm with Allen Small Business Coaching. What I do is I help professionals and service-based business owners solve three of their biggest challenges, actually. We're all aware of the 80-20 rule. When you concentrate on the 20% that gives you 80% of the revenue, that's where your business is going to go and grow. That means more leads, more conversions, more transactions, higher prices, and more profits. I'm located in southwestern Ontario, but I serve clients all over the world. This week, I'm looking for professionals, service-based businesses who aren't happy with the way their marketing and advertising is going. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Anthony Pacelli, followed by Yvonne Jones.
Oh, everyone. Hello. It's so good to see you all. Do you know that it's only 44 more days until Christmas? Well, let's see here. See what the clock says. 44 days, 15 hours, 46 minutes until Christmas. So who do you know that would love a visit from Santa? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to coordinate visits from Santa all year round, not just at Christmas. I want to see everyone at Christmas. But imagine a virtual visit with Santa for a birthday wish, for a mid-year check-in, just a pick-me-up call. Oh, that would be so wonderful. So who do you know that has a youngster, a niece or a nephew, or even a grandchild that could use a visit, they would love a visit from Santa, even a birthday greeting, well, maybe even a special message from Santa? I work with kids from 1 to 92. Just message me and I'll get back to you on my Facebook page, Santa Anthony.
Thank you very much, Santa Anthony. Yvonne Jones, followed by Sherry Bennett.
Hello, everyone. I am Yvonne A. Jones. The name of my business is My Success Circle Marketing. My website is 50, the number 50, and wisercoaching.com. What I do is that I work with leaders, decision makers, professionals, and women 50 and wiser to help them grow their business with a focus on customer relationships, as well as empowering women to be the best they can be and to be the leaders that they can be. Why I do this is because I have worked with coaches myself, and I see the value of being helped to hone in on where you really want to focus. And so I help my clients to do that. I am located in Central Florida, but I serve clients worldwide. This week, I'm looking for men and women from this group, or if you're on YouTube and listening to this, to be guests on my Everyday Passion Show. I'm sorry, I forgot the name for a minute. Everyday Passion Show on Wednesdays. So if you're interested, please give me a call.
I'm waving. My hands are up.
I have you, Peter. I have you.
Okay. Thank you, Yvonne. Sherry Bennett, followed by Fred Gillen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sherry Bennett, and I'm the Managing Director of Bayview Concierge. It's a referral agency, and I refer people, mostly women over 50, to services and resources they need to help them manage the logistics of life. Also, the past 5 years, I've also been a medical cannabis educator, and I help people get prescriptions for medical cannabis and host panel discussions and live events, well, before pandemic, called Let's Talk Cannabis. So this week I'm looking for affiliate partners and good quality products and services that I can help sell. So thank you for listening, and I'm just grateful to be part of this group. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. And could you, just one moment, you're looking for affiliate partners. Any particular niche area you're looking for with the affiliate partners?
Health, like health and wellness would be ideal. Like I refer people to nursing care, personal support care workers, and drives to medical appointments. And yeah, it's like the whole, there's an umbrella of many possibilities.
Okay, thank you for that. For those watching, please reach out to Sherry if you're in that field, and you can see whether you can do some collaboration. Thank you very much, Sherry.
Thank you.
Fred Gillen, followed by Lucy Bernabé.
Thanks, Peter. Fred Gillen, More Marketing Ideas. So that's what I do. More Marketing Ideas up here. I give businesses more marketing ideas, and I help them organize their websites and their email campaigns and their SMS campaigns and their messenger campaigns and anything else in between to help them get those leads in the door, but more importantly, to help them convert those leads into loyal customers that stay with them and don't just buy once and walk away. So it's really all about getting the people to know, like, and trust you. And it's part of what we're talking about tonight, because if you can get your clients to know, like, and trust you, they're going to stay with you, but they'll also become your biggest advocate. So I'm looking for anybody that wants to learn about lead generation and how to convert clients. And I'm running a mastermind every Friday night, Australia time. If anybody wants to find out about that, just join me on Instagram and DM me the word masterclass, and I'll get you all the information about that. So Fred Gillen, More Marketing Ideas, and I service all English speaking continents.
Thank you very much, Fred. And could you put all that information in the chat, as well as everybody else? Make sure you've got your contact details in the chat, and I'll do my very best to make sure I copy and paste it correctly for you. And if I don't, please tell me, okay? Please tell me if I've mucked it up, all right? All right, Lucy Bernabé, followed by Marvin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lucy Bernabé, and I'm based in Western Australia, and I work with mainly people who are looking for passive income. So some of those may be people who are not interested in building a team and just 100% passive, or they can have the option to build a team and earn additional income through it, but it can be 100% passive. Why do I do this? I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that I've probably got to the age that I've got to and moved around a lot of countries and looking to help people in similar position who are looking to secure their sort of retirement age. So I think that's a strong passion that I have. And then women, and especially with COVID, people that have lost their jobs. So I serve all those people in that sort of bracket. And this week I'm looking for anybody that's maybe interested in just adding another income stream, even if it's completely passive, and just doing maybe something a little bit different to what they normally do.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you very
me.
much, Lucy.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Doing a little bit different to what they normally do. I like that little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Marlon Canis, followed by Jeff Veale.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marlon Cañas, and I'm the founder of Tech VA Pro. I'm a web designer slash web developer slash video editor slash graphic designer. I help busy professionals, coaches, small business owners, and everything in between. I help them with their technical and design needs so they can concentrate on growing their business. I live here in the Philippines, but my clients are all in North America right now. This week, I am looking for a client or two to serve. So if you know anyone or if you need help with graphic design, with building your websites or fixing it, then I'm here. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Marlon. Jeff Veale, followed by Sandy Murray.
Good evening, everybody. The name of my business is thebusinessgurus.com.au. And what we do, we teach people basically how to grow their business and try and find all the bottlenecks and things so we can free up some more income for them. Why do I do it? I've been in business for over 50 years. I've made thousands of mistakes, and I believe I can help a lot of people avoid the mistakes that I've already made. Location, we're based in the Philippines with a team of 28, and they're all different skill sets, and they're there to help you. And we serve most English-speaking countries. This week, I'm looking for people who are interested in automation. We have some access to some wonderful programs where, for example, you can go to bed at midnight, and in the morning, you'll have 100 extra potential clients in your database. For example, if you're looking for coaches, this particular program, you put in the word coaches, it'll go through Facebook and pick out all the coaches for you and join and send them an invitation. They won't necessarily accept the invitation, but those that do, you can reach out and have a conversation with. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Sandy Murray, followed by Penny Kennedy.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with everybody. The name of my business is TMNN, Training, Marketing, and Networking. And, you know, what I do really is starting from scratch, I train you how to start and run your own online business, creating positive cash flow for you. So you notice the first word that came up was training. That's sort of part of my business. So I'm very immersed into training. Right now I'm in the process of creating a course as well. But you know, where I'm located is I'm in Richmond Hill, Canada. And what I'm looking for is anybody that's looking for a coach to help them start an online business. And I'm easy to get along with and love to meet you. You can get in touch with me. I'll put my email address up here.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And thanks, Andy. Any other links you want, make sure you add them there as well, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Penny Kennedy, over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Penny Kennedy. I am associated with the company Modare. And what I do is I help people achieve their goals, all the way from a personal goal, happiness, relationship, all the way to financial. Why I do what I do is because I have a passion for people of succeeding in no matter what it is. I like to see people happy. It literally breaks my heart and keeps me up at night when I know someone's not. So I will work my darndest off for you to help you succeed. I am located in Saskatchewan, Canada, but we serve globally. And this week, I'm just looking to connect with people that have goals that are maybe struggling. Let's brainstorm. Let's see what we can come up with. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Penny, and thank you for joining, because I know you're heading to Mexico, so I really appreciate you sharing some of your valuable time with us here. Thank you. Pretty good for a 39-year-old, eh?
Explain that to the 21-year-old granddaughter. She just had her birthday yesterday.
That's an in-joke for those people who are watching. Sorry about that. Let me just stop sharing. Okay, our topic for today is how do you build memorable relationships with prospects? Okay, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. We're going to stay as we are. We're not going to split into groups. There's a small bunch of us here, and I think this is a better way to go. So without any further ado, I'm looking for a volunteer who would like to start. Penny, over to you.
So what I found is staying connected. So even if it has nothing to do with your business, reach out to them, give them a compliment, see how they're doing. Like truly care about the person you've connected with. That seems to have been my biggest success on keeping not just customers, but good friends, right? So just wanted to share that.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, there was lots, but
Give me one more. Give me one
so
more.
that's my biggest one. Like,
Okay.
I
I don't
really
want to
know.
put you on the spot, but you are good at this, so don't hide behind the bushel, okay?
Well, that's the thing, right? It's you've got to find your passion, and if you truly care, it doesn't matter if it's your business or not your business. If you truly care, if what you say is true and that is your passion, follow it. Not only will they be happy, you will be happy, right? Knowing that you're there for them, knowing that you've helped them in some small way, reaching out and letting them know that they are important to you.
Okay, good point.
Be a true friend. Follow what's in your heart. And if that's not what's in your heart, then you should not do that because it will come through.
Okay. Well said, Penny. Thank you. And because the other thing is memorable relationships can be built on just the smallest things. They don't have to be major things, just little things. They all count. Anyway, who's next?
I'm next.
Andy Murray, where you go?
Okay. Yeah, so like a memorable relationship. I made a couple notes here. I said, first of all, be yourself.
Yeah.
To me, that is so important. And yes, be genuine, and do care for others, as Penny said. But also I say, no selling. If you're trying to build a relationship, you shouldn't be selling anything. You should be building a relationship. Ask lots of questions. Get the other person talking about themselves so that you can learn about themselves. The next thing is listen. Really listen to what people are saying because they're giving you valuable information. And the last thing I wrote down here was follow up. Everybody needs to follow up because we have a tendency to meet people and we don't follow up with them. And in some cases, we never chat with them again. And they're looking forward to having somebody chat with them. So those are my tips.
And Sandy, that's an interesting point because follow-up is an important part of building a relationship, memorable or otherwise. Why do you think people don't follow up?
I think they get busy doing other things. They get a new prospect. They start working on that prospect. They forget that they've already had a great prospect that they already started building a relationship with. But I don't know. I guess that's what I would say, because I'm at fault at doing that. I mean, I probably should follow my own advice. Anyway.
That's a topic for another day, I guess, but I just thought I'd ask you.
Yeah.
Can I add to that?
Yes, by all means.
I'm really old school, so I have like a binder with like A, B, C, D, E, right? And I go through that binder to see, because sometimes they're not comfortable reaching back out to you. So I go through and see, oh, I haven't talked to this person for a while. Let's just reach out and let them know yes, that I'm thinking about them. And sometimes that's all it takes. Right? Right. So sometimes it's just a tracking system where people haven't figured out their niche of how they can track to see how they can keep track of their friends, I guess it would be, because it's not necessarily a prospect at that point. It's just a connection, right? And sometimes that other person just needs you to reach out and be concerned and say, hey, how are you?
Good point. Yvonne, you were going to say something?
It wasn't to do with your question. I was just going to share.
By all means.
Okay. Well, I misread the question, actually. I think I didn't get further than memorable, so I was thinking of memorable moments for clients. So since I'm sitting here, you just mentioned the questions, and I started thinking. And there's so many times that I don't necessarily think of the person as a prospect. I guess the whole world, as long as they are fit into what you're doing, it could be viewed as your prospect. But as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about the people I actually work with, like in my group coaching program and people I've worked with in the past, almost all of them, I didn't think of them as a prospect, but I built a relationship. I can think of my one-on-one clients. I had a husband and wife just before the pandemic, and they were with me for years. They reached out to me through LinkedIn because 7 years ago, I had a meetup group and I used to do free training. That was a part of my meetup group because that's why I formed it, because I was tired of going to all the networking events in my area, and there were tons. And you're walking away with these business cards and nothing more, because you're seeing the same people who come to lunch. And so I started a meetup, and my meetup group was to do it. I offered something that a business owner could take away every time they came. And they remembered that, and they reached out to me. I was thinking of people who are in my group coaching program right now. They all started as friends. One is someone, I would meet her at a networking event every Wednesday morning and just saying hello and talking, never talked to her about my business. She heard my 60-second introduction, and then finally she reached out to me. So it's just those, like Penny said, they may not even be prospects, and I tend to think of them as friends. I think of people as friends, and when they're ready, if they know, if you let them know, they see you, they like you, they get to know, like, and trust you, and then they find out what you do, and if it's something that they need help with, then they will reach out to you. Of course, the reverse is true, but we have to build that relationship and let them know that we care about them as individuals.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you very much. Who's next?
Great. May I?
Go next. No, sure. Go ahead, Sherry.
Jerry, where you go?
Thank you so much. So yes, I agree with all that's been said so far. I tend to, listen, like Sandy says, but I also like to get to know people on a human level. And I'm always thinking about who I can refer them to. I really get to know what it is they want, what they need, what their favorite ice cream is, for instance. And follow up. Like I'm the queen of networking. I'm around town networking and, going out, hanging around with politicians and, right, Sandy? And any networking event, at the local boards of trade, I'm there. And I'm very grateful to know a lot of people, and many have been my friends. And frankly, over the last 7 years, I started doing a lot of volunteer work, with Heart and Stroke Foundation, for instance. And you get to meet a lot of really wonderful human beings. And then also, and not talking about business necessarily, but when there's an opportunity, they come to me, or when they need, I'm the one, I'm top of mind for if they have a situation that they may need some help with. So I don't know the answers to everything, but I think it's really important to really get to know people and not just go around collecting business cards. Yeah.
Okay, Sherry, you mentioned you go to every networking event that's on, or words to that effect, all right?
Well, pretty much in my neighborhood, in York region, which is
okay.
One.
Could you give any clues to people about the best way to optimize being involved in a networking event? And I know this could be a topic for a whole session, I know, but just a quick answer.
I love to highlight what other people are doing. I like to make them the spotlight, not me. If I'm in a panel discussion or if I'm in a Zoom, networking, I'm always talking about what so-and-so does and the great work that so-and-so does, right? And just in casual conversation, it happens all the time. People ask me, do you know anybody that can help me with this? Or do you know anyone that can help me with that? And yeah, 9 times out of 10, I do. So
Thank
good,
you.
but that took years. That took a long time. It didn't happen overnight.
That's true.
Right?
But also that answer you gave has a lot of things going for it. I hope people listen to what Sherry just said. Thank you very much, Sherry.
Thank
You
you.
just gave some gems. There's no doubt about that. Who's next?
Guess I'll go.
Okay, where you go, Santa Claus.
Well, as everyone has already mentioned, listening skills, as I always tell the children when I see them, practice your listening skills. And sometimes I look at the adults too and say, yes, you need to practice your listening skills, and because God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we generally use them in the opposite proportions. But the thing that I like to do is that I've been hearing a lot of around that I've learned is that when you build a relationship, that person that you're building a relationship with has to become the most important person in the whole wide world to you. And you have to make them feel that they are the most important person in the world to you. And then it has to be genuine. We've already talked about, being yourself and everything else. And, that's why I'm Santa. Anyway, it's just amazing what you can do with people when they are the spotlight and you put them in the spotlight of notoriety and importance and everything else. It's just something that sticks with people forever, Well, who doesn't like being number one, the spotlight's on me, and I just feel like, what was that song oh boy, it was from Sound of Music, I believe. I'm so pretty, just so pretty, and everybody needs to feel that, and it just make them feel great, and that will make everlasting relationships.
Great points, Anthony. Very well said. One small piece of advice to you. Stick to voiceovers, not singing, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yes. When people ask me to sing, I say, no, we don't want the dogs barking.
Let me share. I said that tongue in cheek because you know what I do?
Of course.
I'm a shocker when it comes to singing, but when people have birthdays, I sing a happy birthday and a voice clip.
That's about it. That's as far as I would ever go.
Get your voices tuned up because my birthday is tomorrow. So I'll expect singing.
Happy birthday.
Peter,
I will definitely sing it to you, Sandy.
You have earplugs in.
Yeah.
I'm writing down Sandy's birthday. Don't forget to give me a song.
Another Scorpio's rule.
Okay, who's next? Thank you very much, Anthony.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay, Jeff.
It's Jeff Veale here. Basically, you guys have covered it very well. It's be genuine and care. Being an older guy, I come from the school of hard knocks where it was pretty much hard sell. And when I was in real estate for 12 years, I made no apologies for hard selling because in my heart, I believed I was doing you a favor. Because if you were humming and hawing about getting into property and I got you into property, I pretty much knew you'd make money and pretty much be happy. So I felt an obligation to hard sell. And I did that for a long, long time. In recent years, I've mellowed a bit and I don't hard sell as much, although I've still got a Ramsey type personality. Having come across Peter a while ago, Peter was nice enough to share a lot of his ideas with me, and they've been fantastic. And they're very much don't sell, build relationships. That's what I've been doing. Regarding how you do that, give value. On my Facebook, we give away a heap of stuff every month that's worth a lot of money. However, people come back when either they can't use it or they want to know more, and it just builds that relationship. be an elephant. When you're talking to people, you've got two big ears and a small mouth, and use them in that proportion. The idea about the follow-up is a great one. You have an email list. You can have several. You can have a client one, and you can have probably a friend one. And on that email list, just send them something every month, like, how you going? Or, because, you know, some, especially like me, I'm overseas, you don't always touch, even though you love them and care about them, you don't always touch base with people. So reach out every now and again. I'm sure they're happy to do that. What else we got here? And of course, their birthdays. If you know their birthday, try and make their birthday memorable. Okay, guys, that's all from me.
Okay, good point, Jeff. Thank you very much indeed. In fact, when we're speaking memorable, they can also be remarkable. They're not quite the same word, but it's got a different connotation to it. Okay, think that through for those who are watching and anyone who want to comment here. But also remember that to create a memorable moment with people, a memorable relationship, sometimes that doesn't necessarily make it easy. Sometimes it's talking the truth, all right? So when you're building a memorable relationship, and if you're lying to make them feel good, then you're really not doing them any service at all. And I had one of these today. I built a memorable relationship that lasted 7 minutes because this guy lied to me, okay? And he lied and he lied. And in the end, I didn't hang up on him at all. But in the end, I basically told him the truth. And he just, not only did he hang up on me, but he also blocked me on Facebook, right? And I thought, hallelujah, will you save me doing the job anyway? So my point is, memorable relationships, really, the basis of them is not being kind and being nice, but being honest with them. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Being truthful.
Being truthful. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Jeff. Yep, you triggered my thinking on that. Who's
Yeah,
next?
that's important.
I'll go.
next. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, John.
Okay, Lucy, where you go?
Everybody here has obviously made really good points, but I think it's also maybe a good time just to note that when you're not being honest or genuine in your relationships or your approach to different people and building that relationship, I think it comes through very, very obviously in your correspondence or depending on how you're talking to them, because whether you use what Penny said, you know, old school sort of notebook, or whether you use, I've started a new thing. I've started customer cards or client cards or friend cards, whatever you want, and making notes about people so that you can remember, because sometimes it's not, you've got a lot going on. It's not always easy to remember what somebody said. I think it just makes it more personable when you're talking to that person and you can remember what they've told you that's going on in their lives, so that they actually feel like you genuinely care about them. And I don't do it to kind of score points for that person. I do it so that I genuinely do remember and have that as a kind of a trigger note for myself, just because I do have a bad memory. Nothing to do with my grey hair, promise you.
Good point, Lucy. Which raises another little point before I ask the next one. In order to build memorable relationships or relationships of any value, because we've got to, let's put a business hat on. You need some sort of system, right, to make it work. And there's people in here like Freddie can do this on his ears, right? But I'm really referring to a customer relationship type system that you need in order to keep up to where the heck you are. And the one I use, and I don't have any financial interest, I've got no affiliate link, nothing, but it's called Agile, agile.com. You can use a free version of it, right? And that'll get you started. My point is this, if you don't have something to do that, I'm like you, Penny, I keep things in books too, but without Agile, I couldn't keep up. There is no way I could keep up, okay? So anyway, food for thought. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
I agree with what everybody said. The other thing that I think is really important, help the other person feel understood, because everybody wants to feel understood. We all feel like we're the most important person in the world. And how many people actually take the time to listen and pay attention to what you say? Very few. So, yes, we've got to be honest and everything else, but agreeing with what everybody said, help that person feel understood. That is a great way to gain a client or a prospect. And without looking at it as a total business thing, a person has to feel understood before they'll even deal with you, whatever your business is. They buy when they feel understood, not when they understand you. So take what everybody else said, the listing and everything that's so important, and combine them all. And you'll build great relationships, but you'll also build a very successful business. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, John. Well said. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. Fred?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot more can be said because everybody's covered probably the major points. But I think the big thing about any relationship, especially on the business side, is to deliver more than the client's expecting. Right. So, if you agree to do something, we'll deliver 10 or 20% more. And that will help build that relationship and the client, it doesn't always have to be down to the dollar per hour or whatever else. A lot of the times you could just, like I had a client, an existing client ring up the other day that wanted a minor change that she wanted to her website, and she does it herself. So I jumped on and showed her how to do it. And it literally took 5 minutes. And she just said, send me the invoice. And I said, no, it's cool. It's fine. That we'll catch it up on the next one. And, and sometimes, and the next day, today, I got a referral from that client, and that's turned into another nice little piece of business. So, you swings and roundabouts, you got to give sometimes to get.
Good point, Fred. Good point. Anything else? I mean, the swings and roundabouts, that's got a whole lot of other things you're going to go in. Oh, no, look, in the interest of time, let's leave it there, okay? Yeah. All right. I appreciate it, Fred, because you had me thinking in a whole different direction there. All right. Marlon, you've been very quiet.
That's me. I always come here bringing my cup empty, and every time I leave, it's not really full, but, almost full. I learned a lot tonight. Oh, let me think. I totally agree with everything, with everyone, with what everyone said tonight. And I would just like to share an experience from a couple of months back. There was this, there was someone that I know from another Facebook friend who got scammed by a developer, a web developer. That certain web developer asked first for a payment of $15,000 and never delivered. And the guy, the victim, was having a hard time recovering from that incident. So I just reached out to him and asked him if he would like me to, build a website for him for free and do everything that was in the contract with that guy who scammed him. So he couldn't believe what he heard, but I just said, well, I'm not very busy at the moment, so I have time to spend on building a website. So I did that. His website right now is up and running, and I'm not expecting really, but he was very grateful for everything that I did for him, and to me, it was very fulfilling. I know I need money. I have a family to feed, but yeah, I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to to help someone who was basically in need. So yeah, I think that's my way of, building a memorable relationship other than giving free stuff, spending time. And I am also so blessed to be in this community, to learn a lot from, directly from you, Peter, Sandy, John. I have to mention all three of them because they spent one-on-one time with me, teaching me how to build my business. And I felt very important because of what they did to me, and I really appreciate what you did for me, and of course everyone here for the wisdom and the lesson that I learn every time I come here in that end. So that's it. Thank you.
Well, Marlon, you're pretty special too, because you actually say what you think, okay? And I really appreciate that. And please remember what Sherry shared, okay? So powerful. Make the other person feel special. That is truly very important. Yvonne, you're going to say something?
Yes, I have a testimonial for Marlon. Two, as a matter of fact. One is Marlon reached out to me shortly after he joined the group, and he offered to do something for me. And I said, okay, I have multiple Facebook pages. I thanked him. And there was one that I had been struggling with what to put in it, and Marlon created a beautiful cover for my Facebook page. And then my brother wrote his book, and we needed a book cover. And I had someone who, when I wrote my book, I used him, but I thought, hey, Marlon is in my community. Let me give that. Ask my brother to give it. Well, my brother was depending on me to guide him. And Marlon did a beautiful job with the cover. The book has been released. It is beautiful. My brother's well pleased. And what I love about Marlon is that I've worked with people, and Fiverr was in its inception. And yes, there were some great people and they would give you multiple things, but Marlon goes above and beyond what he needs to. When a designer sits there and he's not using a template, I can tell that. And he will make like 4 or 5 covers and say, just go ahead and pick one. And, that takes work. He's giving a lot of his time. And my brother certainly appreciated it and made Marlon aware that he did. And I appreciate it too for the excellent work you did, Marlon.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you, everyone. You're making me cry. Really
Don't,
appreciate that.
don't cry, Marlon. Just get a copy of the video and copy that bit out and keep it and promote it, right?
We need to share the sample of the book cover so we can get the message out there.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. Hey, next time, Yvonne, can you just put an example up there what your brothers look like? That'd be good.
Sure, I'll ask my brother permission and then I'll be happy to do it if I have them, because Marlon sent them to me, but I don't know if I still have them.
Okay. Thank you. Before our presenter for the day is John, and thank you very much for the gift, John. Before I get to you, I just want to mention one point. I mean, I'm putting the so-called sales hat on here, okay, for one of it. The biggest challenge I have with people is prospecting. They hate prospecting, right? And it's really about reaching out to people they don't know. That's what it comes down to. And yet I listened to what you all said today. And if people hear what you said today, no one watching this should ever have a prospecting problem again, because all you're doing is building a relationship. Take the sales hat off, think people first. And I said this, and Yvonne, was to you, I shared this with you privately. If I had the chance, I would prospect all day because I love it. I really love it, okay? Because no matter I'm meeting new people. I mean, I've got no hidden agenda. You never know where the relationship's going to go, and that's what makes it darn exciting. And so to me, prospecting is one of the greatest blessings you can ever have. I've got to stop myself from prospecting in order to look after my clients. Okay? food for thought. John, over to you.
Thank you, Peter. What I'd like to share with people is what I call the Jumpstart 12. What it is, it's a computer program that's got, I think it's 427 million algorithms in it. Way the hell above my pay level for designing it. I still use the pen and paper. But what it does, it goes through 12 areas and they all circle around the more leads, more conversions, more transactions, higher prices, and more profits. What it does, it takes an hour to go through it, and there's a whole bunch of great questions. And at the end, you get a total printout of what it does. So it'll give you a complete roadmap of what you need to do at the start. And the printout is good for a year, like it lays out for a year what you should be doing to build your business. So I look forward to whoever wins it to sharing that hour with them and the blueprint, and let's go from there.
Okay.
Peter, before we move on to that, I have a question for Anthony.
Yes.
Shoot.
So you were saying make that person the center of attention. Cool. How do you know if that person likes that? Like, so I know I'm a talker, but when I first met on Zoom with Peter, I don't like a whole lot of questions coming my way. I'm very personal and don't like to share that. Like, that's a really hard thing for me. So how do you get people to open up? Like, Peter used to bug me all the time, like, Penny, answer the question, Penny, answer, but I don't like that. I would rather someone else be the center of attention. So how do you learn?
It's a matter of reading people, listening to what they're saying. Don't cross any lines, because you can pick up what people, when people put up walls and stuff like that. Ask questions, put them at ease, feel, felt, found. There's always a good prospecting tool, I understand how you feel. This is what I found. I felt the same way. This is what I found, puts them at ease. And then it's not like you're putting them on the spot in front of people. It's just one-on-one, and you're the most important person in the world right now. And that's how that's basically what it's all about, is one-on-one. Granted, the goal is to get 7 billion people in an organization, but it takes time, one-on-one, and you can do it. And anything is possible. I mean, you can talk to anyone in that manner, feel, felt, found, and then put the spotlight on. Make sure that they are in a spotlight, in your spotlight, not the world or the room spotlight, but your spotlight as an individual, one-on-one. You're the most important person in the world.
See, even I'm struggling with that, because even my first Zoom with Peter was just one-on-one. And I didn't like all the questions. Like, I was very like, who is this guy? And I don't want to answer all these, and I'm going to be very vague, and I'm right. So how do you, if you're only doing a short little Zoom, how do you get them to open up? So just have a casual conversation the first time?
What made you feel uncomfortable, Penny?
I don't like a million questions my way.
Okay,
I want to get to
you don't do a
know you
million
before
questions.
I answer.
And that's, well, okay, so it's not jumping into business right away. It's, hi, how are you? What do you like to do? And you use form, family, occupation, recreation, and then that, and you just use that formula, and that's how you build a relationship before you even think about talking about business. So you're the most important person in the world. I want to know all about you. Tell me about you so that I can be your friend. And I, as a friend, I can feel more comfortable with sharing what I'm doing, once we get to that level. So it's not like, hey, here's an opportunity for you. This is what we're going to do. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? How fast do you want to get rich? How fast do you want to retire? No, that's no, it's like, do you like to fish? I know I like to fish. What's the biggest fish you ever caught? Yeah.
I think that's important, because the same way, Penny, that you felt, a lot of other people would feel the same. Some won't. But I think if you're conscious of the fact that that's how you felt, if you're talking to somebody and you feel there's a resistance, or you feel that they shutting down, you can, as Anthony just said, take it back more to a friendly thing, like, do you like fishing? I like fishing, just to make them feel more comfortable. So it's actually great that you feel that way, because it makes you aware of when other people are shutting down, that they could be feeling the same.
I agree. Can I say something in defense of my old self here, Penny? Because we're still friends, right?
Of course, I wasn't trying to pick on you. I love you to pieces, Peter.
Did a bloody good job of it. my message, and Penny was absolutely right. I pushed her. Okay, I did. I really pushed her. And the reason I did is because, one, Penny, remember, you reached out for help. Okay, I didn't reach out to you. And secondly, you were not giving me the answer that was the truth. And I pushed you and made you feel uncomfortable.
But it took a couple Zooms because I didn't know who you were.
It
And I'm like,
did.
I don't trust this guy.
I know. But that's the reason. And by the way, Anthony, I didn't ask a million questions. I just kept asking basically the same one because I wanted to get the answer.
In a
And
million different ways.
In a million different ways. And I knew I was making her feel uncomfortable. But if I could not get that answer, I could not help her. That's my point.
Right.
So
I agree with that. Yeah.
So sometimes you will make people feel uncomfortable. I mean, that's part of my job, is to get people to tell me the truth.
Aye, that it
Right.
is.
That's
well,
all.
and you know,
I'm not being
just-
defensive. You were right, Penny, to have that feeling, but that's the reason I
Right.
did it.
right. Well, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Right?
Is
No
it-
pain, no gain.
Did he
And
say that?
then you have to, what's that?
Did he say that?
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger said that. Yeah. No pain, no gain.
I thought it was the
But
other
I like-
bald-headed. I thought it was a bald-headed guy. What's his name? The Rock.
No.
Oh
it's
no, he
wasn't
got
The
that from
Rock.
Arnold.
Did he?
Arnold Schwarzenegger said that way back in the 70s when he was Mr. Olympia.
All
Fair enough.
right. Patrick,
And
good
I like
nice to
your-
see you. Oh, sorry, Penny.
I like your advice though, Anthony. Like maybe I can start my first Zooms off and ask them, would you like a get to know each other visit Zoom, or would you prefer to have strictly business?
Penny, can I tell you
And
something?
let them make the call?
Can I tell you something?
No.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that. Do it. Okay. Ask them, may I leave my calendar link so you and I can get on a call and not talk business? Just get to know each other as one person to another. Would you be interested in that?
Perfect. I'll
Yeah.
try
So
it.
don't, basically, yeah, start with that, but don't give them an option. Just say, hey, let's do this. So you're in control.
Yeah.
Don't let them be in control.
But when they
Because
get on a call, if they
they'll
start
steer
talking
you off the
business,
road.
Stop them. Woo. We're not here to talk business. We are connected already. We can talk business anytime. I just want to find out about you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Okay. What makes you tick?
What's your why?
What's your
Yeah.
why? You're right, Anthony. You control the conversation, but you keep it personal. Does that make sense?
Okay. I'm going to try that when I come back from holidays.
Good.
Penny, I'll tell you, it
Can I,
works.
can I share
wonders.
something, Peter?
Marlon. Go right ahead, Marlon.
Yeah, this is kind of also personal to me because I was like you even today or sometimes Penny. When Peter first invited me to attend this Zoom mastermind, I was very hesitant at first because, as you all know, English is not my first language, and you know that language barrier, and I was just very literally afraid of attending because I don't want to be criticized because my grammar is imperfect a lot of times, and you know sometimes there's a lot of thought that go into my mind, but when I try to express it, it comes differently. So because I have limited vocabulary, but Peter kept on inviting me to attend this mastermind, and I just decided to I'll give it a try, and then here am I. And then after the first meeting, because I was surprised that everyone will get the chance to to speak. I did not expect that. So I experienced I finally experienced sharing in front of let's just say foreigners to me, to native English speakers. it was very scary at first, but right after that, after the meeting, I felt empowered. So I think Peter, pushed me out of my comfort zone so that I can grow. And I think it's probably what he did to you in another way. So I'm just grateful for that.
And look at you now, Marlon. We can't shut you up.
So glad that you're here. Yeah. And just remember, everyone, fear is false expectations appearing real.
Good point.
False expectations appearing real. And it's just, and then when you get through it, you'll see, oh, there was nothing to fear at all.
Great point. Patrick Kern, would you like to contribute to this conversation about how you build memorable relationships? And then we're going to spin the wheel.
When did this start?
An hour ago.
No shit.
No shit.
I thought it was supposed to be 6 o'clock my time because we fell back an hour. So what was the topic again?
How do you build memorable relationships with prospects?
Getting to know them in a friendly conversation. I think you told me this one time, Peter, when we were talking. I always get these people sending me links all the time. And I think you mentioned, told me to ask him how that's working for you. And I did that a few times. And I haven't heard back from him. I just, for myself, I just be who I am, and just talk to them on a friendly basis. I don't talk business unless they mention something, what they're looking for.
Okay. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, everybody, for your contributions. And I really appreciate where you're coming from, Penny, and I am really pleased you brought that up. Okay.
That just reminded me, Pat just reminded me of one thing, Peter. One way of not building relationships is to befriend somebody on Facebook and then ask them what they do.
Oh,
Yeah, right. I like that one.
Amen. Okay. They don't, if they're so lazy, not even bother to check out Fred Gillen's profile, they don't deserve your time, Fred. I agree with you. I agree. All righty. John, thank you for being the gift presenter. Now let me share the screen and I'll find this wheel. Can we see that?
We can.
Okay. Let me just make sure I've got the right names on there. Anthony Pacelli, Yvonne Jones, Sherry Bennett, Fred Gillen, Marla Canis, Jeff Veale, Sandy Murray, Penny Kennedy, Lucy Bernabé, and Pat Kern. I just squeezed you on there a minute ago, Pat. There you go.
Thank you.
And you're lucky because there's no Pat Dry here, so you got a bigger chance to win, right? All righty, here we go. Once again, thank you again, John, for the gift. Let's see who wins.
You only came for the prize.
Come on, Fred, say it. Come on, Fred, I'm waiting for you to say it. Come on, another bloody Pat, right?
Unbelievable.
Congratulations, Pat.
Congratulations, Pat. I'll get in touch with you and we'll set it up. Need an hour of your time and to go through, and it's based on more leads, more conversions, more transactions, higher prices, and more profits. It's 427 million computer algorithms. I sure as hell didn't invent it, but it'll go through to really help you build your business and go from there.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, my friend.
Congratulations, Patrick. Thank you very much, John, for the presentation. Thank you all for your contribution to this pretty darn important topic. Please make sure that you've got your links in the in the chat area and click the little dots to save the link, so because I want you to reach out to each other. And the most important thing of all, for those who are watching this, please listen and learn, because there were some real gems shared tonight. And it's very easy just to listen and say, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I should do that. But if you do nothing about it, nothing's going to change. All right. That is a message I'd like to leave you with. Okay. Jeff Veale talked about the School of Hard Knocks. Okay. That you will have a continual School of Hard Knocks if you don't implement the things that you learn. That's the message I'd like to give you, because then you will make many memorable relationships with people. Enough of me, I'm sounding like the Pope. Sorry about that. Let me stop the recording. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you next Wednesday, okay? Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Peter.
Have a wonderful week.